Welcome to this week's 411 on Tech News. We're going to get into it right after this.
Okay, so first up, Apple just recently launched its new Apple Silicon M1 ARM-based chip, which is the company's first Apple Silicon processor designed specifically for Mac. Now this is a big step for Apple, as it will begin the transition away from Intel-based chips to ARM-based chips. Apple says the transition will take about 2 years to complete. Since its unveiling, an AWS engineer used the open-source virtualization software QEMU to run Microsoft's ARM version of Windows 10, which is what is used in Microsoft Surface Pro X, on Apple's new M1 chip. A quick rundown on QEMU. QEMU, which stands for Quick Emulator, is an open-source emulator virtualizer that can do hardware virtualization, which allows you to run a number of different operating systems in a virtualized environment. It's similar to VirtualBox in VMware, but with much better performance, achieving near-native performance by executing the guest code directly on the host CPU. Results from one Geekbench shows Windows running on M1 with a single core score of 1,390 and a multi-core score of 4,769. A benchmark with Windows running on the Surface Pro X has a single core score of 802 and a multi-core score of 3,104. That's pretty impressive. Nearly 2 times faster performance than on the Surface Pro X. This obviously doesn't look that good for Microsoft. We will definitely be excited to see what the future holds and what Apple can do with this new M1 ARM-based chips, as well as what it will mean for Intel going forward.
Next up, if you are a huge Sega fan, you can test your knowledge of the company next year. Sega will administer an exam called the Sega Test. It will consist of 60 multiple choice questions. You'll get 60 seconds to answer each question. Topics on the exam will range from video game titles to arcade games and even company operations. The exam will be held on 3 occasions: January 23rd, 2021, 8 p.m. Japan time, 6 a.m. Eastern time; January 24th, 2021, 10 a.m. Japan time; January 23rd, 2021, 8 p.m. Eastern time; and January 24th, 2021, 5 p.m. Japan time and 3 a.m. Eastern time. You can register for the exam starting on January 12th, 2021. Are you a Sega Mega fan ready to ace that exam? Links to the exam will be in the video description.
Okay, so next up, are you disappointed about PlayStation 5's limited backwards compatibility? We are. While you might not be able to play those old PS1 or PS2 games on Sony's PlayStation 5, it looks like you can on the Xbox Series X and S thanks to developer mode. And it doesn't stop there. You can also play games from other consoles like GameCube, N64, and the PSP. With developer mode, you can add applications that you wouldn't find in the Xbox store, say for example the RetroArch emulator. There are a number of fairly simple steps you need to take and a measly $19 registration fee to become a member of Microsoft's developer program, but I say it's well worth it, especially if you're already planning on getting the Xbox Series X or S. Now you can do a Google search and find tutorials on the steps you need to take to get things up and running, and we will link a few articles that discuss the process in the description below as a starting point. But I'm telling you, the outcome, it's pretty impressive. Thanks to the Xbox's next-gen hardware, these games are looking pretty good. And if you're interested in seeing the games run, check out The Verge's article linked below and head over to ETA Prime's YouTube channel as he gives a nice demo of the games running on the Xbox Series X. I also want to mention that with developer mode, you can't run games larger than 2 gigabytes. But there is now another way to get RetroArch on Xbox and get around the size cap, thanks to a developer going by the name TuneUp3. His workaround allows you to download a retail version of RetroArch directly to the console without the need for developer mode.
Okay, in other tech news, if you are a Walmart Plus subscriber, you will no longer have to order at least $35 minimum to get free next day or 2-day shipping. This moves the $98 per year subscription in line with Amazon Prime that also did away with the minimum for free shipping. The best feature of Walmart Plus membership, in my opinion, is the ability to scan your items while you're in the store and pay for them in-app without having to wait in the checkout line. So if you're looking for another place to get a lot of your tech items, I know some people have picked up 30 series graphic cards off of Walmart.com. You don't have to pay for a minimum of $35 to get it. Not that those are under $35.
Yeah, and we have Walmart Plus, so we're looking forward to that. Okay, so this next story is definitely interesting and also very disturbing. Would you be okay with a stranger walking down the street wearing your face? I wouldn't. Well, apparently Japanese company Kamiya Omoto thinks you will be. It's a specialty mask store in Tokyo that creates realistic 3D printed masks. So let me break this down for you. If you're a Tokyo resident, 20 years or older, and want to make a few extra bucks, say $380 US to be exact, Kamiya Omoto will pay you to have your face copied onto realistic 3D printed masks. Then the company plans on selling those masks to the public for $750 US. And apparently if your face becomes popular, you'll receive a portion of the profits. They're calling the project That Face. So if you have that face or want that face, whatever that face might be, you might want to check this out. Currently, you can only pre-order the store owner's mask, but the company plans to start launching more face options soon. In a statement from the company, "We will buy and sell your faces. A science fiction story has now become reality." Can you imagine a world where you're walking down the street and passing several people with the same face? I mean, this is some next level Ready Player One type stuff, but in the real world. Now, I don't know about you, but this gets me thinking. What if a person uses your face or another person's face to commit a crime, or as another form of identity theft? Just last year, BBC reported a person who wore a realistic mask to impersonate a French minister to steal millions of dollars, and a recent study shows that people have a hard time telling the difference. So while this is intriguing, I don't think I want this to be the future.
No. So next up, with the iPhone 12 introduction, it brought with it a feature called MagSafe. MagSafe is a fast-charging wireless option that utilizes magnets to align the phone to the charger for optimized charging. MagSafe provides up to 15 watts of power for charging. Now a bunch of MagSafe accessories have hit the market. Standouts for me are the MagSafe Duo, which allows you to charge the iPhone 12 and an Apple Watch. Also, the Belkin 3-in-1 wireless charger with MagSafe allows you to charge the iPhone 12, Apple Watch, and AirPods. So all three right there on one device, and you can have it like next to your bed or something like that. Apple's iPhone 12 Pro Max leather sleeve, that has a cutout that shows the time perfectly cut out, which is kind of cool. But personally, I don't see myself using a leather sleeve to carry my phone around in, but some others might. The iPhone leather portfolio wallet comes with a warning that you want to remove your credit card before beginning the charging process, because that could mess up the magnetic strip on your credit card, so guys, be aware of that one.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening. Alright, so next up, we had to end on this one. Apparently, a man's wife sells his PlayStation 5 after he lied to her and told her it was an air purifier. The man that bought it, Jin Woo, shared his story on Facebook. He spoke with her over the phone to discuss the purchase price and where to meet. He could tell by talking to her that she didn't know much about the PlayStation 5 and she was willing to sell it for a really low price. When Wu arrived at the meeting location, he was surprised to meet a middle-aged man who, after being questioned by Wu, proceeded to tell him why he was selling this hotly sought-after console. Wu stated, "I went silent after seeing the look in his eyes. I could feel his pain."
Oh man, I can't even imagine.
I definitely feel sorry for this guy. But in his defense, I mean, technically it could be an air purifier.
It does.
I mean, it has a fan.
It sucks air in, it spits air out.
And while it's doing so, it's collecting dust and other particles.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it was a 2-for-1. I mean, he was saving the money.
Yeah.
So those were the tech news articles that we found interesting this week. But let us know in the comments below what articles you might have found interesting as well. We love to hear them.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll see you in the next one, guys. Remember to favorite, like, and subscribe. Bye.